Asian V-League. And we tell you about the country's first medal at this year's World Games. I'm Cheska Lituncalao, and here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves, puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, starting another one. Gilas rejecting Estevo for the
Kapit Pilipinas! In less than 4 hours, Gilas Pilipinas heads into a do-or-die match for a spot in the quarterfinals of the FIBA Asia Cup. The national men's basketball team will take on host country Saudi Arabia at midnight Philippine time. You can watch that game live on RPTV, PBA Rush, and the Pilipinas Live app. Gilas is coming off a 66-57 win over Iraq this weekend to cap off its campaign in the group stage. The Philippines ended up having a 1-2 record to finish as the third seed in Group D and get into the qualification round. As for Saudi Arabia, it was the second seed in Group C after scoring 2 wins in 3 games. The winner of tonight's match will move on to the next round and face 2-time defending champion Australia. Gilas and Saudi Arabia last met in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers in 2022. The Philippines won that match 76-63. As if playing another elimination game wasn't tough enough, a key player for Gilas Pilipinas may just miss the all-important match against Saudi Arabia. Here's One Sports' Carlo Pamintuan reporting on the Philippine team's preparations for the home bets.
After surviving one knockout match, Gilas Pilipinas jumps quickly into another one as the host team, Saudi Arabia, will be their foe in the qualification to the quarterfinals of the FIBA Asia Cup 2025. The hope for Coach Tim Cohn was that the win against Iraq would serve as a momentum builder before they face tougher opposition, starting with the hosts.
I just think it's just from a confidence standpoint, I think it helps our confidence a little bit. You know, we feel like we've improved and gotten better from each game. We started out poorly. We didn't play well. We played better against New Zealand, especially in the second half. And then I felt we played much better defensive game against Iraq.
Against Iraq, they played a strong third quarter to create distance, but Coach Tim believes they can turn it up even more.
But Iraq is not Saudi Arabia, and they're not New Zealand and Chinese Taipei. But we just felt technically and mentally we were a better defensive team against Iraq, and we hope to bring that along when we play Saudi Arabia.
The team practiced at the Manara Sports Academy where they fine-tuned their zone offense as they are expecting Saudi to try playing 2-3 zone defense from time to time due to their length and athleticism.
Their big man, their 7-footer, wasn't on that team, and he's kind of he fills in the donut that they used to be. They weren't that big in the middle. The big guys weren't that skilled, but he is a very skilled big man, so he kind of changes things for him. Plus, you know, their guards are very, very good, and they're quick. They get downhill very quick. They're hard to stay with them. They design their offense in a way in which their guards can get downhill, so it's hard to scheme against.
Saudi Arabia will be led by former Michigan Wolverine Muhammad Ali Abdurrahman, who averages 23.7 points per game, while Muhammad Al-Suwailem will man the paint as he norms 14.7 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks per contest.
So it's a formidable team, and that's why they played well. They had a chance to beat China, beat a good Jordan team, and then they end up blowing out India. So they're a team that's at home. They're very comfortable with the court and the rims, and they're shooting the ball extremely well. So it's going to be a really good battle. I don't care where we would have played them, whether in our grouping or in one of the other days. It would have been a tough match any way we look at it.
An issue for Gilas is the health of Calvin Oftana, as he suffered a sprained ankle against Iraq. Currently, he is day-to-day, and his status will be a game-time decision for the coaching staff. But even with his possible absence, Coach Tim has full trust in his squad.
Together, 1, 2, 3, together!
From Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, Carlo Pamintuan.
Besides the Philippines and Saudi Arabia, 6 more countries are also vying for 4 remaining spots in the quarterfinals of the FIBA Asia Cup. Group D second seed Chinese Taipei is currently taking on Group C third seed Jordan. The winner will advance to face Iran, the top seed of Group B. Group A second seed South Korea will battle Group B third seed Guam tomorrow. And the winner of that matchup will next meet Group C top seed China. The final qualification game is between Group B second seed Japan and Group A third seed Lebanon on Wednesday. The winner will move on and face Group D top seed New Zealand. The quarterfinals of the FIBA Asia Cup will also begin on Wednesday. In other basketball news, no back-to-back crowns for the DLSU Green Archers in the World University Basketball Series. LaSalle battled Korea University in the finals once again, but this time the Koreans dominated their Filipino opponents. The Korean team already had a 57-35 lead at halftime and never looked back. The Green Archers tried to fight back, but ultimately lost 95-85. Ki Chan-yoon dropped 26 points to lead Korea University to the championship. LaSalle's Mike Phillips had a game-high 30 markers in a losing effort. Over the weekend, the UP Fighting Maroons already bowed out of the tournament. They lost to Korea in round 1, 75-71. And then missed out on a consolation 5th place finish as they got blown out by Australia's University of Sydney 96-77. In volleyball, Las Pilipinas women win another medal. We tell you more about their podium finish in the second leg of the Southeast Asian V-League. That's coming up next right here on Play by Play. Stay tuned. Are back. Thanks for joining us here on Play by Play. Make it 4 straight bronze medals for Gilas Filipinas women in the Southeast Asian Volleyball League. The national women's volleyball team finished the second leg of this year's regional meet in third place once again. That's after they scored a repeat victory over Indonesia to close out their campaign. It took the Philippines just 3 sets to take down Indonesia, 25-17, 25-17, and 28-26. With the third set tied at 26-all, Angel Canino had a clutch kill block to reach match point. The Indonesians then committed a costly attack error, handing Gilas the victory and the bronze. The Philippines has now had 4 straight third-place finishes in the CV League since last year. More than the bronze medal, Gilas Filipinas women had another reason to celebrate in the second leg of the CV League. Justine Hazareno was named Best Libero. This is her first international award. She is also the second LaSalle standout to bring home an individual honor from this year's CV League after Angel Canino was named Best Outside Spiker in the first leg. Hazareno likewise joined 3 Vietnamese aces and 3 Thai hotshots in the so-called CV League Leg 2 Dream Team. Here at home, the Creamline Cool Smashers are gearing up for their biggest test yet in the PVL on tour. They will face the undefeated PLDT high-speed hitters in the win-or-go-home semifinals tomorrow. It's been an up-and-down campaign so far for Creamline, but in the quarterfinals, they swept their opponents, the Farm Fresh Foxies, 25-19, 25-19, and 26-24. Kyle Negrito orchestrated Creamline's victory with 21 excellent sets to go along with 6 points. Gemma Galanza added 10 markers in the win. Head coach Sherwin Meneses believes the Cool Smashers are very much capable of finding their championship form as the preseason tilt reaches its home stretch.
Sabi ni Coach nga na talagang ngayong PVL season, I think last conference pa talagang lahat ng team nag-i-improve, lumalaban talaga. So kami, yun nga, mas nag-focus kami dun sa kung ano ilalaro namin. And yung mga talo or mga mistakes namin itong nakaraan, ganun talaga, hindi ka, may mga pagkakamali pero importante talaga na naayos namin, which is, I think, mas okay yung game namin and sana maidala namin hanggang sa semifinals.
Siyempre, yung Creamline naman, every game may pressure eh. So siguro nandun na lagi yung mental toughness ng Creamline. Di naman kami tinitingin kung may talo o wala. Kami nga, 2 beses ng talo eh. Pero sabi ko nga, yung PLDT medyo talagang healthy din yung team nila ngayon, especially Kim Pahardo. Pero tiwala din kami sa team namin na makakasabay kami para sa kanila. Ganun laban yun sa Tuesday.
Meantime, the Cherry Tigo Crossovers are looking to score a repeat over their semis opponents. They will take on the Signal HD Spikers, a team that Cherry Tigo beat during the preliminary round. The Crossovers reached the Final Four after getting their own sweep at the expense of the next-led Chameleons. Final score 25-17, 25-15, and 25-20. 4 Cherry Tigo players scored in double figures. Ces Robles led the way with 12 points, while Ara Galang and Rene Penafiel each chipped in 11 markers. Aimee Hernandez also had 10 points in the win. Head coach Norman Miguel wants his team to be wary of complacency as they vie for their first finals appearance since 2021.
This is a process na hindi medyo madali kasi yung factor of time. Like kunyari Sunday tomorrow, Monday, then Tuesday game. So yun yung kailangan namin pagplanuhan. But then I don't like to para instill sa mind nila na sisigal ang kalaban sa at may natalo na ayoko ng gano'n kasi ayoko maging complacent eh. Of course, si Signal nasa semi na sila winning. Talagang lalaman na. They won't allow the opportunity na sa sa finals, di ba? Ganon din naman kami. Pero yun nga, kailangan paghandaan yung focus sa susunod sa training, like kunyari kung tomorrow, sa Monday.
The PVL On Tour semis will take place tomorrow at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. First up at 4 p.m., it's the Cherry Tigo Crossovers versus the Signal HD Spikers. Then at 6:30 p.m., it's the powerhouse matchup between the Creamline Cool Smashers and the PLDT High Speed Hitters. Again, the semis will feature one-game knockouts, with tomorrow's winners advancing to the final. You can catch tomorrow's games live on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and on the Pilipinas Live app. Coming up, the country's first medal at this year's World Games is a silver. We tell you more about Kyla Napoles and her podium finish in Jiu-Jitsu next here on Play by Play. Stay tuned. You're watching Play by Play on One News. Welcome back. A setback for the Philippine women's national football team in their title defense at the 2025 MSIG Serenity Cup in Vietnam. The Filipinas yielded to Australia's under-23 squad 1-0. Alana Yanchevsky scored the game's lone goal in the first half, injury time. Yanchevsky angled a left-footed shot to find the left corner of the net. The Filipinas tried to rally in the second half with several shots on target, but couldn't get at least an equalizer. With this win, Australia leveled with the Philippines with 3 points as both carry a 1-1 win-loss record. Up next for the Filipinas are Group B leader Myanmar on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Philippine time. We've got Gilas Filipinas' first victory in the FIBA Asia Cup in tonight's highlight reel. And of course, this win was against Iraq and it kept the Philippines in the running for a spot in the quarterfinals. We are going to start off with Iraq. Let's take a look at this highlight. Ramos over to Perez, who hangs in the air. No good, but rebounded by Iraq ahead to Hassan Abdullah. And behind the back to Abdullah, Haider Ali Brahimi for the slam. That is one of Hassan's 4 assists this game. Ali Brahimi, that is his only basket of the game out of 4 attempts. But it was highlight worthy. All right, Gilas time. Ramos over to Perez. And Perez back to Ramos. Ramos again to Perez. And Perez spotting the cutting Kevin Kiambao for the alley-oop layup. KQ wide open there. Great recognition by the Predator. And Perez had 2 assists while KQ finished with 4 points in this game. All right, more Gilas in our next highlight. We've got Chris Newsome with the jumper. No good. AJ Edu is right there. His hook shot also no good, but Justin Brownlee finally there to get the basket. Unfortunately, he appeared to take a hit in the back. He is down on the floor, but thankfully, he turned out to be okay. Brownlee did not need to go nuclear on this one. He had 8 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Good to see Brownlee up and about. All right, next play. We've got 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the game. Gilas is up by 12. Zulfikar Hamoudi has AJ Edu on an island. Hamoudi foregoing the pick. Instead, he drives, and AJ Edu with the get out of here. And we say this all together, Edu wow. Good block by Edu to keep Gilas advantage late in the game. Gotta love this crowd giving home game advantage fields for Gilas. And of course, Edu also finished with 9.7 rebounds and 2 steals. Solid game on both ends. All right, in our last play, it's the last 2 minutes. Scotty finding Dwight Ramos in the corner. Ramos drives, sidesteps, and he gets the reverse layup to drop St. Dwight dancing on Ihab Al-Zuhari for 2. Ramos had a game-high 21 points along with 6 rebounds and 2 steals. Gilas finally gets on the board in the FIBA Asia Cup by beating Iraq 66-57, and they will play Saudi Arabia later at midnight for a shot at the quarterfinals where 2-time defending champion Australia awaits. And before we go, congratulations are in order for Kyla Napoles as she gives the Philippines its first medal in the 2025 World Games in Chengdu, China. The Filipina Jiu-Jitsu standout won silver from the women's 52-kilogram Newaza event. Napoles faced Enju Im of South Korea in the final round. The contest ended with a score of 2-all, but the top prize went to the Korean due to advantage. Napoles had a challenging road to the final as she already lost to Im in the pool stages, but Napoles bested formidable foes from the UAE and Israel to reach the ultimate stage. Again, congratulations, Kyla, for a job well done. And that is all from us tonight. Catch the show again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories. We are on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live. Hopefully, Andre will be back tomorrow. Hope everything's better now, Andre. See you tomorrow. And my name is Cheska Liton Calao. Don't forget to support Gilas Filipinas as they take on Saudi Arabia later on tonight. Of course, Laban Pilipinas. Thank you for watching. Good night.